We're going to start on Daf Nun Aleph Amud Aleph with my Rebbe, my Rabbanon. We'll count up from the bottom of the Amud 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 12 lines up from the bottom. So we have Machlokas Shin Rebbe and Rabbanon. And the Gemara brings a brisa that records this Machlokas. Echad HaChofer Bar Tisha, Uba Achar V'Shlim Asar. So Reuven dug 9 tvachim deep, which is a bar lahazik, and Shimon came along and he dug the extra 10th tefach, which makes it into a bar hamemis. Ha'achron chayev. The Rabbanan hold that whether the shar fell and died in the bar, or the shar fell and was injured in the bar, we're going to apply the principle of nistalik ma'aser rishon, and Shimon is going to be chayev because he added the 10th tefach. Rebbe Omer, no. Achron l'misav achar shneim l'nizakin. As far as the animal damage is concerned, if the animal is injured when it fell into the bar, that's going to be split between the first, meaning Reuven, and Shimon the second. So Reuven will pay 8/9, and Shimon will pay 1/9. But as far as Misa is concerned, then even Rebbe agrees, of course, that only Shimon is going to chai because he dug the 10th tefach. My time in the Rabbanon, and the Rabbanon derived this from a pasuk, the Omar Kra ki yiftach o ki yichre. So the old kasha that we had, Imal psicha chayv al kriya lo kolshke. Why did the Torah have to say he's chayv for digging a bar if he's chayv for uncovering a bar that someone else dug? El lahavi korah achar korah shesilek ma'aser rishon. That if Reuven dug 9 tvachim, Shimon was mashlim the 10th tefach, then Reuven is potter even for damages, because his action of digging 9 tvachim is gone. So Reuven is potter, and Shimon is chayim. For Rebbe Amalecha, Hanu mitzvah tzrichi kidamrina. So the Gemara back on Daf Nun had a drasha from the extra ki yichre, and that derived the laws of shmira. That if it would have only said ki yiftach and not ki yichre, we would have said that you're only chayiv for opening a bar that psichas habar maspik sheyichasen v'yiftach. That we would have thought that it's enough to just cover up a bar because you didn't dig the bar. But if you dug the bar, then it's not enough to cover up the bar and do a shmir on the bar. You have to fill in the bar. For Rabbanan Nami, mitzvah tzrichi. The Rabbanan hold that we need the laws of shmira, meaning that even if you dug and created a new bar, you have to cover it. But there's no yitur lashon. There's no extra ki yichret to teach me that nistalik ma'aser rishon. So we're really stuck now. We have to find an alternative understanding for the chacham. Elahainu tamid rabbanan amar kra ki yichre ishbar. And the emphasis on the word ish in the singular, echad v'lo shnayim. That only one person can be chayv for the bar, which means nistalik ma'aser rishon, and only the sheni is chayv for Rabbi. Hahu mibayle ish bar v'lo shar bar. That if a shar that's owned by Reuven digs a bar, then Reuven is not chayv for that bar. For Rabbanan, they use the word ish to exempt the Rishon, Reuven. How do they know to exempt a person who shar digs a bar, trey ish bar ksive. It says ki yiftach ish bar, and it says ki yichre ish bar. So it says ish twice. First one teaches me that only if an ish digs the bar, but not if a shar digs the bar. And the second one teaches me that only the sheni is chayiv and not the rishon. For Rebbe, who doesn't darshan that only the second guy is chayiv and not the first, he says either the kosavai, the Torah just wanted to maintain the symmetry, and since it needed the word ish to teach you velo sharbar, it used the word ish again a second time. So the Gemara asks the kasha now according to the Rabbanon that it's ish echad velo shnai mimaydil chayvi basra dilmu chuyve kaim. Okay, the Torah says only one person is chayiv, but who says it's the sheni? Maybe it should be the rishon. After all, he dug 9 out of 10 tfachim. Lo sal kedaita, impossible. The Omar Krova Mesia lo. So the emphasis here is on the fact that the shar fell into the bar and died. Who covered me? Said who is the one who caused the animal to die? It was the Sheni, Shimon, who dug the extra tefach and made it into a 10 tefachim deep bar. Frekti Gemara v'hai v'mesia lo. You can't use the pasuk v'mesia lo to teach you that Shimon is chayev and not Ruvain, because mi boile I need it for Rava. The Omar Rava sharp psulim mikdashim should nafal a bar potter. If you had a shar that was hegdesh for mizbeach kedushas haguf, and then a mum fell into the animal, you don't have to pay for the death of the animal in the bar. Shenever mesia lo b'misha meisha lo. That the chiyuv bar only applies to a shar whose carcass is yours, and you can use it in any way you like. You can feed it to a dog, but sharp sulim mikdashim is also achilo liklavim. Fine. So this pasuk is for the Josh of Rava. So how can you possibly derive from this pasuk that the sheni is chayev and not the rishon? Amri v'lav memela shamet minei Dahudi Avad Misa Askinon. You don't need an extra pasuk. As far as the pasuk of Mesia Lo, that's teaching me that you're part of a sharp psulia mikdashim. But the very fact that you're chayev because the shar died, that logically teaches us that it's the sheni who made it into a bar memis that's chayev. Ton Rabbanon. Echad achofer bar asar. If a person digs a bar 10 tfachim u'ba'acher v'shlima l'yesrim ba'acher shlima l'shloshim kulam chayavim. If a shar falls into the bar after Reuven dug it 10, Shimon from 10 to 20, and Levi from 20 to 30, they're all going to share in the chiyuv compensation to the Bala shar that died in the bar. Because maybe it's possible that if the bar was only 10 tvachim or only 20 tvachim deep, maybe the shar would not have died or wouldn't have been injured. So really, it's mikach kulam that it became the bar amemis veraminu. We're going to ask a kasha now from a different brisa that contradicts this brisa. And now we're going to turn to Daf Nun Aleph and Beis. Echad achofer bar asara ubacher v'siyed v'kiyed ha'achron chayet. So let's just finish up here on Nun Aleph Amid Al before we turn to Nun Aleph Amid Beis. What happens is that a bar has what's called hevel. That's the contaminated air, so to speak, inside the bar. And the more narrow the bar is, the worse the hevel is. So the Rishon, who dug the bar 10 tefachim deep, he made it a little bit wider, so there's less of a problem of hevel. And now Shimon comes along, and he plasters the sides of the wall. And he makes different shapes and artistic work. In any event, what happens is that now the airspace of the bar becomes more narrow, and the hevel is increased. And therefore, Shimon, for doing such a thing, is chayev. And now we don't understand. Why shouldn't both the Rishon and the Sheni be chayiv? After all, the Rishon dug a bar that was asar tfachim. It's a bar memes.